Why don't you just disappear? My stepdaughter snapped during an argument. Her mom jumped in. We'd be better off without you. I didn't say a word, just packed my bags. That Sunday morning, my phone was blowing up with 13 missed calls. Something felt off the moment I walked into the living room. The house was too quiet. Then I noticed it. All our family photos looked different. I stepped closer to the big frame above the fireplace from our Yellowstone trip last summer. The photo was there, but I wasn't. Every picture of me had been carefully taken down, leaving awkward gaps in moments spanning the last 3 years. I stood there, coffee cooling in my hand, when I heard Chloe's door close softly upstairs. Her footsteps paused at the top of the stairs. She'd noticed I was up. After a moment, she came down, phone in hand, avoiding eye contact as she headed to the kitchen. "Morning," I said, keeping my voice calm. The silence that followed was heavy. 3 years. That's how long I'd been in Chloe's life. 3 years of building trust, movie nights, homework help, just trying to be there without pushing too hard. Now at 16, she was pulling away. I expected some teenage drama, but this was different. Last week, I offered to help with her chemistry project. She'd been struggling, and I thought I was just trying to help. Her reply stung. "Stop pretending you care about my grades. You're not my real dad." I'd heard versions of that before, but this time it was sharper, deliberate. Lauren heard it too, but said nothing. That silence felt like taking sides. The tension built over the week, dishes left in the sink, slammed doors, conversations stopping when I entered. Lauren grew distant, brushing off my concerns. "She's just a teenager, Ethan. Don't take it personally." But last night, it blew up. Chloe was texting at dinner, against the rules. When I asked her to stop, she slammed her phone down. "Why are you always policing me? Just leave me alone." "Chloe," I started. "I'm just trying to—" "What?" "Play dad. I already have one." She stood up, chair scraping. "Why don't you just disappear? Nobody asked you to try. It's pathetic." I looked at Lauren for support. Instead, she sat down and quietly said, "Maybe we'd all be better off if you did." Those words hung in the air. 3 years flashed before me. The first time Chloe laughed at my dad joke, the night she called crying after her first breakup, the proud smile Lauren gave me when Chloe asked me, not her mom, to help pick out her prom dress. I stood slowly, dinner half eaten. "Okay," I said. "Okay." Chloe challenged, but there was something in her eyes, maybe uncertainty. I walked upstairs, pulled out my old duffel. I could hear them whispering below, but no one came up. Packing a few days' clothes, I felt calm, no shaking hands. Downstairs, Chloe was gone. Lauren stood in the kitchen doorway, arms crossed. "So you're just leaving? That's your solution?" "You said we'd be better off," I replied, grabbing my keys and wallet. "I'm just respecting that." "That's not—" She stopped, pride or anger holding her back. I grabbed my bag. "I'll stay at Brandon's. Figure out next steps." Pausing at the door, I added, "When Chloe said those things, it hurt. But hearing you agree, that broke something, Lauren." I drove to Brandon's without a word. He saw me and set up the guest room, no questions asked. That's what friends do. I turned off my phone and took a sleeping pill from my emergency kit. This morning, sunlight streamed through unfamiliar curtains. When I finally checked my phone, it was a storm. 13 missed calls, 27 texts, for voicemails. 8 calls from Lauren, 3 from Chloe, 2 from my sister Morgan. I haven't listened yet. Sitting here, watching morning traffic from Brandon's guest room, thinking about those empty spaces in our family photos. Maybe they were always there, I just didn't want to see them. My phone buzzes again. Chloe. After everything, I stare at her name, wondering what's so urgent, but I'm not ready. Not yet. Sometimes the hardest part isn't walking away, it's knowing if you should walk back. Then another notification popped up, Chloe's new Instagram story, a photo of college brochures scattered over her bed with the caption, "Big change is coming. Sometimes you have to choose your real path." Those were Jake's exact words from 3 years ago, right before he packed up and moved across the country to chase his real path, and stopped answering Chloe's calls. Morgan must have caught something on my face. What's going through your mind? I'm thinking about the day I married Lauren, I said slowly. Remember Chloe's speech? How sometimes family finds you when you're not even looking for it. And now she's posting about her real family and her real path, while Jake's out here playing Father of the Year. And he's got her convinced. My phone started ringing. Unknown number. Ethan, this is Ms. Harper from Riverside High, Chloe's guidance counselor. I know this is unusual, but I need to discuss some concerning changes in Chloe's academic plans and recent behavior. Can you come in tomorrow morning? I agreed, my mind racing. Chloe had been straight A since freshman year, laser-focused on getting into a good college. What could have shifted? After hanging up, Morgan and Brandon watched me, waiting. So, it's time to stop staying silent. I grabbed my phone and finally listened to Chloe's voicemail. Her voice was small, fragile, nothing like her usual confident tone. I know you probably hate me now, and I get it. But I have to explain why I said those things about Jake. Please, call me back. There was something in that voice, a throwback to the 13-year-old who used to check the mailbox every day, hoping for a letter that never came. I'm meeting with the guidance counselor tomorrow at 9. After that, it's time for some honest talks. Because sometimes, disappearing helps you see things clearer from a distance. The school's number still stared at me on my screen. Right beside it, a text from Jake in our family group chat, which I'm still part of. Great news! Big announcement at dinner tomorrow night. I already knew what that announcement was going to be. And this time, I wasn't letting history repeat itself. Update 2. I spent the last hour trying to figure out how to even write this update. Meeting with Ms. Harper revealed things I never expected. And what happened next? Well, I better start from the beginning. I arrived early at Riverside High, watching students flood into first period. A few of Chloe's classmates glanced my way. Whispers and looks told me rumors were already swirling about my absence. Ms. Harper didn't waste time. Once seated, she slid a paper across the desk. Chloe had withdrawn from all her advanced placement classes yesterday. She's also quitting French club and student council. Why? I asked. She's transferring schools next semester. My chest tightened. Those were the programs Chloe fought tooth and nail to get into, the ones she was counting on for college apps. There's more, Ms. Harper said. Last week, Chloe asked me to send transcripts to 3 schools, all in California. She paused, watching me carefully. The same city where Jake recently bought property. The pieces started clicking. I pulled out my phone, showed her Jake's big announcement text. Let me guess, he's launching a new business there? She nodded. Chloe mentioned a startup, said her dad needs family investors to get it off the ground. That sick feeling returned, the same gut punch from 3 years ago when Jake convinced Lauren to loan him money for his sure-thing business. Money. We never saw him again. I left the school and drove straight home. Lauren's car was in the driveway. Through the window, I saw her pacing the kitchen, phone pressed to her ear. She saw me, opened the door before I could knock. He asked her for money, she said, voice shaky. Her college fund. Jake's been feeding her dreams about this tech startup, promising if she invests now, she'll make enough for any college she wants. Where is she? Coffee with Jake again. Lauren's voice cracked. I tried telling her it's a scam, but she shot back. Jealous, she said, that Jake's finally stepping up. At least he believes in her dreams. I sat down at the kitchen counter, the very spot everything fell apart a week ago. Why didn't you tell me he was back? I tried to handle it alone, she said. Thought if I kept them apart. She shook her head. Then you and Chloe fought, and she said those things. I panicked. I sided with her because I was scared she'd choose him for good. Before I could answer, the front door opened. Chloe walked in, freezing when she saw me. She looked different, makeup done, wearing the expensive jacket Jake must have bought her. But her eyes were red. What are you doing here? She asked, but without her usual edge. Dropping your AP classes, huh? I said softly. What happened to Stanford? Plans change, she mumbled, avoiding my gaze. Dad says, Jake says. I corrected gently. Her face flickered. He's got connections there. The startup is guaranteed to. Like the classic car dealership was guaranteed? Or the food truck? I pulled out my laptop, opening files I'd been digging through all morning. Want to see Jake's business registration? His credit report? Or the 3 pending lawsuits from his last guaranteed investment? Chloe's hands shook as she scrolled. Each document cracked her careful facade a bit more. When she reached the lawsuit from his previous stepdaughter's grandmother, trying to recover college funds he borrowed, the first tear slipped down. He said, "She swallowed hard, he's changed. Wants to make up for lost time. Said we could be a real family if she stopped looking up to me." Then came the photo album. He said I had to prove I was choosing him. That you're why he stayed away, because you took his place. "Oh, sweetie," Lauren moved to comfort her, but Chloe stepped back. "I knew," she whispered. "Deep down, I knew, but I wanted to believe." Her phone buzzed, another text from Jake. She stared at it for a long moment, then switched it off. "I have to go," she said suddenly, heading upstairs. "I just need to think." We gave her space. Sometimes, that's the kindest thing. Hours later, Lauren and I talked, really talked, about fears, mistakes, Chloe, Jake, and us. Near midnight, my phone lit up with a message from Chloe. "I messed up. Everything's a mess. Can we talk? Like really talk, not about Jake or money. Just remember when we used to get ice cream after dance, and you'd listen to me rant about school drama? Can we do that? I know I don't deserve it, but I'm sitting in the car outside our ice cream spot. It's closed, but the owner knows us. He's staying open just for us." Chloe pulled up in her mom's car, sitting there, probably building up courage, just like me. Sometimes the hardest conversations start with the smallest steps. Or in this case, mint chocolate chip ice cream at midnight. The real update. That night changed everything. Chloe opened up about Jake's manipulation, her fears, and guilt. But what caught my attention was her mention that Jake asked her to convince her friend's parents to invest in his startup, too. Something clicked. I remembered the lawsuits, a pattern of targeting families through their kids. The rage I'd buried found purpose. "You know," I said carefully, "what he's doing isn't just wrong, it's illegal." Chloe looked up, eyes wide. I explained securities fraud, unauthorized investments. She showed me group chats where Jake solicited investments for minors. That night, after dropping Chloe off, I made calls. Morgan's friend at the SEC, Brandon's contact at the DA's office. By morning, I had a plan. Jake didn't see it coming. He was focused on his big announcement dinner, planning to get Chloe to sign over her college fund. He invited some of her friends' parents, potential victims. The dinner was at an upscale restaurant. Jake was in his element, selling Silicon Valley connections and guaranteed returns. I waited till appetizers arrived, then stood. "Before we continue," I said, "we have some guests." 2 federal agents and a state investigator walked in. Jake's confident smile dropped, replaced by confusion and fear. Turns out Jake was running 7 different scams across 3 states. Every time he reconnected with Chloe, he set up new victims. The car dealership that drained Lauren's savings, part of his scheme. The food truck franchise, same story. But here's the kicker, he got sloppy this time. All his texts and emails to Chloe were proof. When she forwarded those to the investigators, his fate was sealed. The parents at dinner? Wearing wires. Every promise, every lie, every illegal pitch recorded. Jake tried to run, knocked over a waiter, sprinted. Made it 3 steps before security grabbed him. As they took him away, he looked at Chloe with that manipulative puppy dog face she'd fallen for so many times. "Sweetie, it's all a misunderstanding. Tell them I'm your father." Chloe stood tall. "My father's right here," she said, gripping my hand. "And he just watched you get exactly what you deserve." The fallout was intense. News coverage, victims speaking out, more families stepping forward. Over 2.3 million stolen. Jake's looking at 15 to 20 years. His startup? Just a website and stolen photos from a real tech company. But the real win wasn't watching Jake arrested. It was the small moments that followed. Chloe boxed up all her photos with Jake, donated them as evidence. She called it, with a hint of that old smile. Reapplied to her AP classes. The school understood. Friends' parents formed a support group for families caught in scams. Good from the awful. Last night, Chloe asked me to help with college essays. "I've got a pretty unique story now," she said. "How many can say they helped take down their biological father's fraud empire?" Lauren and I started counseling. Trust to rebuild, wounds to heal. But seeing Chloe carefully place my photos back in the family albums, that spoke volumes. This morning, Chloe came downstairs early, holding an envelope. "I found this in my room," she said, sliding it across. "Jake asked me to mail it last week. It's paperwork for his startup. Thought you'd want it for evidence." I looked at the envelope, then her. "Want to deliver it to the investigators together?" She grinned, that real, unguarded smile I'd missed. "Can we get ice cream after?" Some say revenge was harsh. That family is family no matter what. But real family doesn't steal your future. Real family protects you, even from other family. Jake's sentencing is next month. Chloe's planning to read a victim impact statement. She's been working on it for weeks, perfecting every word. Yesterday, she asked me to review it. It needs a good ending, she said. Something to show I'm not just his victim anymore. I think she already found that ending. In the way she holds her head high now, helping other kids spot scams in the college brochures still on her desk. Her real path. Not the one Jake tried to sell her. Sometimes moving forward means making sure the predator can't hurt anyone else. And sometimes, the best revenge isn't just watching someone face justice, it's thriving despite it. We're having a family dinner tonight. Just the three of us. Chloe's making her famous pasta sauce, the one she learned from cooking videos with me during lockdown. Normal, boring, wonderful family stuff. The kind Jake will have plenty of time to think about, from his cell.